I wanted us Nigerians to understand the long-term benefits of removing subsidy. Over the years, we've seen that a lot of private investors who really are interested in this are not able to get into the market. They are not able to play in that market because of this subsidy there, that subsidy there, policies changing back and forth. Nobody wants to put money where they do not have control that they will get their money back. So if we take out the subsidy, Nigerians will suffer it in terms of buying fuel, and it will still go trickle down into other plants. Transportation would increase, food items would increase, and all that. If we can suffer it a bit and allow these private investors come in, it will not become like telecoms, where your telecom companies, where there's now competition and market forces determine, and over time they are able to control their markets, make their money, and it reduces. So it keeps going up and down till we get to that point. But it's going to take a process, and it's going to take years. It's not something that, like you said, just wave a magic wand and it's done. Are we willing to go through this process?
Yeah, so that process is, Nigerians don't want to go through that, because in fact NLC, I'm waiting for NLC to come and carry that placard. So my issue now is, for me, don't you think that if we, the same way we're licensing Nigerians to become farmers, to become, what's the other one? Why can't we begin to license more people to have modular refineries across the country? So let us totally empower as many Nigerians as possible to have this, but so that we can have producing crude.
Explained. Yeah. Is what answer that question is the challenge people are having with the power sector, because when you regulate an industry, investments will reduce in that industry because people don't trust how policy changes might affect their bottom line. So we haven't been able to have as much investments come into. There are many approvals for refineries, but how many of those approved? No, they've gotten the approvals, are actually bringing in the funds. The money isn't coming in, because when I bring in the money, I don't want you to tell me that I can only sell my fuel for 300 naira. When it's costing me 500 naira to produce the fuel, even within Nigeria, Nima, the truth is the fact that you produce here does not mean that it's going to be very, very cheap at all. It just means that you're not paying the freight cost of importing it in.
Fantastic point.
So, and that alone is huge, but because each crude that you're buying is valued in dollars. The crude comes to you, even in Nigeria, in dollars, because that's the value.
The machinery you're going to even use to provide it.
It's a case of you don't pay the freight of bringing it in. That's number one. Number two is, until it is totally free, people will not put their money there. I need to be done that. I want to do my business. You don't regulate how much tomato goes for. If I plant tomato and it's costing me 500 naira to bring it to Lagos,
I sell for 600.
Do you understand? Nobody is putting it in place.
Regulation is disaster happening to anybody. No. Let me explain.
Not price regulation.
The bottom line of this conversation that we are having is the hardship that the poor common man is suffering.
Oh yes.
If you give any businessman a free market, all he will focus on is profits.
In the West Africa, we are still the cheapest. We are the cheapest. We buy petrol cheapest in entire West Africa. Yes. That's the truth. See, it's expensive even if you cross border. It's expensive.
This dollar for which petroleum products petrol is brought in, we still try to assist the dollar to save naira. I don't understand. We subsidize that. Is it that everything we do we don't see the end that is not in favor of us, or we don't love ourselves enough? Everything we do favors investors outside foreign countries and foreign currencies. Nothing works for us here. If we build a refinery for Nigerians here, we remove the cost of building refinery. We can't be building per refining.
Nima, you're using a foreign phone. Are you not using a foreign phone?
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm not using
it was made in Nigeria. No, so those are made in Nigeria. So, listen, we can't run away from that.
I'm not an economist. I'm waiting for these people who claim to have gone to school abroad, doctors, PhD in economy, to be preferring solutions out of this dollar prison. Yes. Why do we insist? Now in Europe, there's gas scarcity. People are suffering gas. We have it too. We too, we are suffering it. So it's possible now. We must have economic solutions that the things we have in abundance bring ease and comfort to our people. Why do we insist that they are suffering hardship in Saudi, where they have buying and purchasing power that is 10 times stronger than our own, and we must suffer it? We have this thing in abundance. We have not even utilized it enough. And we're already talking climate change conversations that are saying those are limiting us.